Well, let's go ahead and jump into the captain's question, and I'll just do a very casual, quick one. Um, and I'll start with Jake. But what is your favorite soda or casual beverage of choice?
Well,
Jake, don't steal it. Don't steal mine. Don't you
I,
dare.
I'm hoping that I steal each and every one of yours all in one fell swoop, just like my Nightcrawler take a couple questions back. But let's see. If I have to go with my favorite soda,
Damn.
I'm gonna go with Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper is gonna be my favorite soda, and really, when it comes down to it, I mean, you gotta trust the doctor. And so I find that I appreciate that second opinion as it rolls down my throat.
I like Dr. Pepper too. And I actually, I can't remember, read or heard somewhere that the actual flavor for Dr. Pepper, that unique flavor, I think it's supposed to actually be prune juice, which is weird. But you know what? I don't care. I like Dr. Pepper.
That's really funny.
Yeah. All right. So how about JBot?
I'm gonna go with the gamer standard of if I have to choose a soda and that's all I'm allowed to drink is soda. It's going to be
Right.
some flavor of Mountain. In other words, I'm not allowed to spice my soda up in any way, shape, or form. It's going to be some flavor of Mountain Dew. I pretty much enjoy all of them.
Do you like the red flavor and the blue flavor and the green flavor?
I actually my favorite one I've never seen again. It was Ultraviolet, because it was during the like every few years Mountain Dew does this kind of like playoff or tournament or whatever of sodas where they come out with like I don't know a dozen or 20 or 30 different crazy flavors,
They fight to
and
death in an arena.
yeah, based on sales, they keep they kind of slowly eliminate them, and then eventually the last one gets to stick around as a final product. So like, I believe that's how they got the white one, which I cannot think of the name of off the top of my head, but I believe that's how that one came about. Was it was like the last tournament winner, and Ultraviolet was one that like lost in the first couple rounds of the of one of those tournaments. So I've only ever had like 3 bottles. So my memory tells me it was awesome. It might have been, but yeah, in general, just stock standard Mountain Dew I would take. If I was allowed to doctor it up, I'd choose another soda, but just as a straight shot, that would be it.
Well, no sophisticated adult beverages is what I'm thinking. But I know you robots
Right.
need to
Yeah.
have your lube, and it's good, like Bender says.
Exactly. Some of us need that in order to survive.
But I have to admit that I don't. I've only really had the regular kind, and I don't like Mountain Dew. It's just never really been one of those things. That, and I recall reading
Yeah.
some report about Appalachia, or one of these, specials, and something
Sure
about
it's
like
bad
all
for
these reports of toddlers where their parents give them Mountain Dew in a sippy cup, and toddlers with like tooth decay. Anyways.
Yeah, I actually like the fact that it's not as carbonated as some of the crazier ones. There is one that most people probably don't know about, Jim. You might because you're from around here. Cheerwine. I
Oh,
love.
you're taking mine.
Oh damn! Well, I'm sorry. I've never heard of that drink.
All right, let's zip it. All right, so Phil.
So there's this soda called Cheerwan, and no, I don't
Never heard of this
know.
before.
Yeah,
Yeah, you need to
What's
say
it
it right.
like?
I have no idea what that is. I actually like a very obscure type of soda called ginger beer.
Dun 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 dun.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, I've had
It's
ginger beer.
yeah, it's an incredibly spicy soda. It's non-alcoholic. Uh, I think it comes from Jamaica or something,
Mm-hmm.
and it's got a very, very strong ginger flavor, and it's got a real bite to it. I mean,
Is that different from ginger ale somehow? Or
very
Yes.
different.
It's
Very.
different than ginger ale. It's kind of like root
Have you
beer
ever-
is a beer, but
Yeah.
and there's different
I
types.
know I've heard of it, but I've just never.
Have you ever just like taken a piece of like a ginger root and like bitten into it? It's kind of like that, but in a soda.
Closest I've had would be.
Go ahead
like
and go
sushi.
try that later. You know,
Oh, absolutely.
I actually used to work at a hippie grocery store that had all the crazy, different drinks and beverages, and I worked in the beverage section. And they had like different kinds of ginger beers, different brands. And I will even say that different brands of ginger beer will taste completely different. So
Yeah.
it's very odd. You could love or hate certain types of brands of ginger beer.
yeah, some are relatively mild and some are very, very spicy.
There is a favorable burn on the way down
Yeah.
the esophagus.
It's like the
made you feel like you were drinking, but you weren't actually.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I mean when this thing hits your stomach, I mean the chest hair just starts to sprout.
It's the only soda that you'll drink and then wince.
That sounds like a great tagline.
Yeah.
I need that as a tagline. This is the only soda you'll drink and then wits.
It's
I
good
agree.
to mix with stuff because it'll cover the taste of a lot of beverages, a lot of sophisticated adult liqueurs.
Mhm.
But speaking of little catchphrases, the one I like, cheer wine. It's their billboards down here in North Kakalaki say, "Born in the South, raised in a glass," and it's very funny. So I think it's pretty much
Yeah.
a North Carolina thing. I don't know how far it goes.
It
past.
is. It's actually the reason I know it is because I grew up where it was basically bottled and everything. It's actually from my hometown. That's the reason. I know it. I actually like it. Just not as much as obviously Mountain Dew.
Yeah, I like it. It actually has, I think, even more caffeine than Mountain Dew, to be honest.
Yeah,
I
it's the.
recall.
It is. I joke about people. It is one of the most carbonated drinks you'll ever get because this has happened. We've dropped a 2-liter getting it from the car to the house before, and a buddy did like a quarter turn on the top, and it blew the top off, and it just went everywhere, and it was
Yeah.
like flat in 5 minutes. Like but
But
I've had
it's like a
really
cherry
good.
drink.
Yep.
So it's almost like cherry Dr. Pepper. I like it. I like it a lot. It's
Yeah.
not like I mean there are some like cherry sodas or red sodas, and it's not quite like that. I mean, it's not quite that red or cherry. It's just not like kid drink.
Yeah, it's very much a soda. It's not like carbonated fruit punch or like a cherry Coke. It's very much its own kind of entity. It is the bane of all carpets because if you spill it, it'll never come up. Because it is red. I mean, it is blood red. Um, and somebody was telling me they were on the West Coast once, and they stopped in at one of those little food stores like Jim was talking about a minute ago, and they said they had 8-ounce bottles of it for $5 a piece, and
Holy
the
cow.
hippie dude behind the counter was like, "This is a specialized drink that only comes from this one little area on the East Coast," and he's like, "I can get you a case of that stuff for cheap if you want." But that just goes to show you, at least in my opinion, what sometimes when you go into your health food store or your local kind of store with weird stuff, it might not really be worth spending that kind of money on a drink just because somebody tells you it's this miracle drink from the other side of the country.
Oh, well, there is another soda that actually is I like. It's interesting. It's rare. I haven't had it in years. Actually, I had it recently going to a Scottish festival, so it's a Scottish only soda, and those few people in the UK might actually heard about it. Iron Brew. Their commercials are "Think Different," and they're always very
It's a
humorous
soda?
commercials. It's a soda called Iron Brew, like as in BRU, and it's kind of like cream soda with a slight bubblegum taste.
Mm.
But it doesn't
Sounds
taste.
interesting.
It doesn't quite taste as like sickly sweet as it sounds. Like
It
you
does
think
sound
of it,
sickly sweet.
but it doesn't quite taste like it. It's more cream soda, but it's got this weird slight aftertaste. You're like, tastes like I think it's bubble gum. So it's really more cream soda with a weird twist. And like, so my kids liked it. They were like, it's odd, but I kind of like it. And that's basically Iron Brew. So it's pretty good if you get the chance. At this point, like, was at Scottish Highland Games, and expensive, but in Scotland, it's all over the place. Chirp all over it.
Awesome. I'll have to see
All
if I
right.
can find that somewhere.
Yeah, actually, I think we ended up try Hippie Grocery Store, but
Oh, good point. It'll probably be $5 or $10 a bottle.
right, more about soda than I thought we actually would.
If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to help us continue improving and expanding our channel's content.